Hi guys, it's Lisa Murphy, and I'm here on the porch on Monday evening, early evening. I got the barbecue behind me. We're going to be cooking on the grill tonight. But I'm going to read you this book first, and it's called A Visitor for Bear by Bonnie Becker, illustrated by Katie McDonald Denton. A Visitor for Bear. This book is kind of long, like it's long this way, so I might have to hold it a little bit different for you. No one ever came to Bear's house. It had always been that way, and Bear was quite sure he didn't like visitors. He even had a sign, and the sign says, "No visitors allowed." One morning, Bear heard a tap, 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 tap on his front door. When he opened the door, there was a mouse. It was small and gray and bright-eyed. "No visitors allowed," said Bear, and he pointed to the sign. "Now go away." He closed the door and went back to the business of making his breakfast. He set out one teacup and one spoon. But when he opened the cupboard to get one bowl, do you know who he saw? There was the mouse, small and gray and bright-eyed. Bear jumped back. "I told you to leave," said Bear. "Perhaps we should just have a spot of tea," said the mouse. "Out," said Bear. "Most sorry," said the mouse. "I'll be going now." Then he went back to the business of making his breakfast. But when he opened up the bread drawer for one slice of bread, there was the mouse, small and gray and bright-eyed. "Unbelievable," rumbled Bear. "Away with you, vamoose." "I do like a little bit of cheese," said the mouse. Bear pointed a rigid claw at the door. "Yes, then, here I go," said the mouse. "Farewell," and the mouse whisked out the door. This time Bear shut the door very firmly and locked it tight. He locked the windows, too, for good measure. Then, once again, he went back to the business of making his breakfast, which probably is taking a little extra long time on this particular day. But when he opened the refrigerator to get one egg, there was the mouse, small and gray and bright-eyed, of course. "Be gone," said the bear. "A crackling fire, perhaps?" ventured the mouse. "This is impossible. It's intolerable. It's insufferable," cried Bear, shaking with anger and disbelief. "Terribly sorry," murmured the mouse. "Now you see me, now you don't. I am gone." And the mouse looked very sorry indeed while he waited for Bear to unbolt the door and let him out again. This time, before he went back to the business of making his breakfast, Bear shut the door very, very firmly, and he locked it. He boarded the window shut. He stopped up the chimney, and he even plugged the drain in the bathtub. Carefully, Bear set about the business of making his breakfast one more time. He opened the cupboard. No mouse. He opened the bread drawer. No mouse. Whew. He opened the fridge. It was mouse-free. Yes, indeed. He lifted the lid to the tea kettle. There was the mouse, small and gray, and well, you know the rest. Bear fell to the floor and wept. "I give up. You win. I'm undone." "So sorry," said the mouse, "but perhaps if I could have just a little bit of cheese and maybe a cup of tea, and do you think we could unstopper the chimney and have a nice fire?" Bear blew his nose with a loud honk. "But then you must go," he said. "No visitors allowed." "You have my word," said Mouse. Bear unshuttered and unboarded the windows. He unlocked the door. He unstoppered the chimney. And he unplugged the drain in his bathtub. He brought out 2 plates of cheese, 2 teacups, and he made a crackling fire in the fireplace for 2 sets of toes. The Mouse warmed his feet and nibbled and sipped, and Bear did too. They sat for a long while. The clock in Bear's house ticked loudly. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Bear cleared his throat. The Mouse looked most attentive. No one had ever been most attentive to Bear. "The fire is nice," Bear announced. "It is lovely," said the Mouse. No one had ever said Bear's fires were lovely before. "I can do a headstand," said Bear. "Well, that's very impressive," said the Mouse. Bear told a joke. The Mouse laughed heartily. No one had ever laughed at Bear's jokes before. Bear began to think of another joke. The Mouse set down his teacup. Bear quickly lifted the teapot. "There's plenty more." "So sorry," said the Mouse. "Most kind, but I have to be on my way." "Really, you don't need to go," said Bear. "I am off," said the Mouse, springing up from his chair. "Wait!" cried Bear. But the Mouse stepped out the door. "Toodaloo," said Mouse. "Don't go," said Bear. He threw his body across the path. "Don't go, Mouse." "But I gave you my word," said the Mouse, pointing at the no visitors sign. "Oh, that," he said, and he pulled the sign down and he tore it all up. "That's for salesmen, not for friends." "Not for friends?" asked the Mouse, who was small and gray and bright-eyed. Bear nodded, and the Mouse's eyes glowed even brighter. Bear smiled. "Do you like 1 lump or 2?" asked Bear most politely. "I like 2, said the Mouse, and Bear agreed. And that book is called A Visitor for Bear. I hope you enjoyed story time today. I'll see you tomorrow on Tuesday. Have a good night. I'm Lisa Murphy. Bye-bye.